This is Rocki with Rocki's Reality, and you're listening to Motor City Woman Radio. Music, relationships, life, black culture. Or should I just say culture? Right, all that pretty much. More music, educating and entertaining, more black businesses, just more. More of me just being me. Sometimes it might get a little 70. I guess it would help if I push mute and start video. Girl, I was like, did Robin let me in? Girl, special. I'm about to, let me see. Okay, let me make sure I got my, I just straight wolfed down some Chinese food.
And we are live, just so you know.
Oh, hey everyone, I just gulped down some Chinese food. Yes. Happy New Year, everyone. So you got the clips, Robin? Okay.
Yep, I got the clips all queued up.
My group is do multitask. Okay. Okay, so the Blairisms are going to join us around 7:05. So excited. Okay. Yay. We early today, y'all. We not on CP time today.
I wanted to, test YouTube.
Right. There. Let's see here. Y'all can see. Okay. Yep, we will be starting soon. Since I'm at home, I'm gonna grab me a little something to sip on. Whoever's watching, y'all go ahead and grab y'all drink because we will be spilling plenty of tea today. Plenty of tea. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I can't see my sign here. It's a trip because the lighting looks so different when you look on your screen versus when you're on your phone.
Definitely. Okay, countdown to your intro.
Okay. This is Rocki with Rocki's Reality, and you're listening to Motor City Woman Radio. Music, relationships, life, Black culture. Or should I just say culture? Right, all that pretty much. More music, educating and entertaining, more Black businesses, just more. More me just being me. Sometimes it might get a little 7-Eleven like Beyonce. You can follow Rocki's Reality on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Rocki's Reality is now 2 full hours of unfiltered and unapologetic conversation. So I feel like I have been Zooming forever and ever. Welcome to Rocki's Reality, everyone. Happy New Year! Woo! First show of the new year. Welcome back. Excited to, I was going to say be back in the studio, but no, I'm just excited still to be on air, but we will be back in the studio soon. So just want to welcome everyone to 2021. I am claiming that it's going to be way better than 2020. 2020 was trash. Part of it was, I mean, some of it was a treasure, but part of it was trash. So a large part of it was. So I'm looking forward to this year. Great things for Rocki's Reality, great things for everyone. Great, just and hopefully we'll be out of the pandemic by the end of this year, hopefully. But today we are going to have the Blairisms. They are brand activists, aka savage interviewers, IG beasts. They are just dope. Blair and his hubby Brandon, aka Bay, will be joining us soon. Then later on, the ladies of S.O.U.L, Shades of United Ladies, are joining us, and they will sing their debut single, Black Queens, which is fire. If you have not yet, make sure you go now and download Black Queens. Again, it's by S.O.U.L. That's S.O.U.L. S.O.U.L, and it stands for Shades of United Ladies. And that is comprised of Angela Davis, not freedom fighter Angela Davis, but Detroit's own Angela Davis, Ava, Jay, Carla Pace, and Bianca Barber. So it's 4 young ladies, and I'm excited to have them on. And so today we're just going to chop it up. We're going to talk a little bit about 2020, some current events that's been going on. Of course, we have to touch on the shenanigans that happened yesterday at the Capitol. And I want to get into what are we looking forward to in 2021. So a lot of people are like, oh, I'm leaving this in 2020, I'm leaving that. But what are we bringing into 2021? I really have not been someone who likes to do New Year's resolutions. That's really not my thing. I always look at it as you shouldn't wait to the new year to start anew. So I want to talk about,
I don't know if we live yet, but we are. Hey!
Hey!
Well, we're here.
Welcome to Rocki's Reality!
Well, thank you for having us.
What's going on?
Yes.
What's going on?
Happy
I
New Year.
love it. Black people, I love you. We love you too. Yes. So I was just right quick telling the audience that we always are talking about, well, we always talk about like, I'm leaving this in the last year. And a lot of people are saying I'm leaving this in 2020. But I'm like, what are we bringing into 2021? I want to focus on what are we going to bring in 2021?
Yeah.
For me, I'm bringing gratitude and unbotheredness. Like you will get blocked in a second.
All blocks.
Okay. I'm bringing peace. Yeah. I am bringing prosperity. So that's what I want to talk about. And I was thinking about earlier today, I need to think of 21 things that I'm looking forward to in 2021. So we'll get to that in a second, but let me introduce our first guest. I'm so excited. Welcome to Rocki's Reality.
Thank
the Blairisms.
Hey!
Epitome of black excellence. I love it. Welcome. So everyone, if you all don't know, you're gonna learn today about the Blairisms. These are my new favorite boos. Okay, I done adopted y'all as my favorite boos. Like I be wanting to hug y'all through the screen and so forth.
Wait till the world opens up and we can all get together.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to get to where y'all at. So we can visit and see each other in person and spill tea and just be messy and do what we do and just be excited. So everyone, welcome the Blairisms. They are brand activists, savage chatters, just dope ass black men, all of that great stuff. You all started out as a t-shirt company.
You did.
I love how we just start out as something small and then we just blow up.
We ain't even really see t-shirt company in the stars, and we just followed divine inspiration and kind of just keep it going from there. So
I love
we
it.
are.
So y'all started in 2016.
Yes, we started at the end of 2016, December actually. It was the day after Christmas that we started with a pre-launch where we didn't even have actual shirts yet. We had designs. And we went on through social media and asked people if they would buy them, and they started. And our initial plan was to sell for a week, 10 days. And if we sold 75 or more in those 10 days, 50 or to 75, it was kind of a window. We were like, if we sell 50 to 75, then we'll like try to see how to keep going. We sold 200 in those first.
Yeah,
Come on, overflow.
That overflow, that abundance. Thank you, God. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's how we got here.
It is exactly how we got here. It was hell to manage on the front end, but
I mean, it was a good problem
because we kind of leaped and didn't necessarily have the whole plan laid out.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the business we figured out on the way, and we learned a lot on the way. And that's actually what ended up facilitating a lot of our other endeavors, where we help other people and other businesses start and kind of go through and do some of the same things that we did,
so that they
don't have to
not
you
know.
Right.
Right.
I mean, but you know what? You gotta do it afraid sometimes. And sometimes I think people get caught up when they know too much. Like if you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? And then even if you mess up, so to speak, sometimes you start a new trend in something that you messed up, or you learn how to do shit better. Like this, and that's the thing. Sometimes people wait for stuff to be perfect. I'm gonna wait to no. Just do the shit afraid. Just because I've been doing the podcast, Rocki's Reality, going into my 4th year now, and I'm still learning things. Right? Oh, wait a minute. And you all just celebrated 4 years.
We did 4 years since we started the brand.
Yeah. So I admire you guys just doing what you do, and I think it's like just falling forward or failing forward, just doing it afraid, doing it even before you have the blueprint. Because sometimes when we do all of this research, we get too caught up in the minutia of that. And it's like, just do it. Yeah. Just keep it going. So I love that you all have stepped out and done it. And wait, let me tell people first. So the guy with the locks is Blair.
I'm Blair.
And the clean shaven cutie pie is Brandon, aka Bay, y'all.
AKA the Bay.
With your little cute self. Blair, I know you be having people all on Bay because Bay is super cute.
I have to live with this. I know
you do.
I'm lucky. I'm one of the luckiest men walking the earth.
I love it.
I also have to live with him. Thank you.
Oh, you're making me blush.
Yeah, because y'all married. You've been married about 10 years.
This June will be
we hit
10
9 and a half back in December.
Yeah, 10 years.
Okay. Child. Yeah. I'm married too, so child.
You understand.
I've been married 18 years, so
congratulations.
Yeah, lots of wine and sex. That's all I'm gonna say. Lots of wine and
Shout
sex.
out to Guidance Whiskey.
Salud.
Embrace Guidance.
Salud. Right. So what y'all sipping on? Because I text Blair. I was like, y'all can feel free to bring a little drink.
Here we go.
What you drinking on? What you sipping on?
Sponsor of the Blairisms Savage Chat series is Guidance Whiskey. Black owned Guidance Whiskey. Everybody check out Guidance Whiskey at guidancewhiskey.com. Embrace Guidance.
I love it. Shout out to them. Can we follow them on Instagram? Because you know I'm all about the Black owned business.
Guidance Whiskey.
And that's part of what I love. Ooh, and I'm a whiskey drinker too. So that's part of what I love about you all, about elevating us. Elevating us, and shout out to Montez Miller for connecting us. Because when I saw your Instagram, I'm like, oh shit! And then y'all had my girl Vanessa Williams on there.
I decided to represent. Tonight.
Shout out to Auntie V.
Shout out.
I love it. And why is she still fine though? Why does she still look like she's about 35?
And will be.
I had to take. You saw when we had the chat. I had to take a whole a whole minute to pull myself together because I could not understand. And she talking some, an hour of hair and makeup. I'm like, girl, it would take me 3.5 weeks of sitting in hair and makeup just to get half as fine as you are right now. Like, stop playing with me.
I love it. She is fine though. I love it. I mean, she's like one of those, and I have to say, I'm so grateful to be part of the elite group of Black women. We don't age. I mean, I still get carded, and I just chuckle, and I'm like, because I remember when I used to use fake IDs. So I just. When I get carded, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. So we're gonna get into the tea with Vanessa, how y'all revealed that, because S.O.U.L is one of my favorite movies. I used to have that jam on replay, and this is back when we had VHS. I'm revealing my age. Back in college.
Same.
I used to have a VHS on replay.
Right over here. We still got all the closet that's got the VHS and the DVDs. You know?
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, no. My parents are hoarders. My mom is a hoarder. So.
Oh, you said who is a hoarder?
Family.
Oh, okay. I love it. So wait, how did you all? I've been wanting. Whenever I watch y'all, I want to know, how did you all come together? Like, how did you all meet? Give me the little snapshot. Who put the Mac down on who?
It was the internets, like, you know, these straight up internet streets brought us together. This is actually this is before the apps became the thing. We met on a website called Black Gay Chat or BGC Live. Shout out to BGC, y'all. And I slid into his DMs like, oh, hey, what's poppin', Slim? And it was 8 months of kind of talking back and forth online on Instant Messenger, on the phone before we actually met in person. And then once we did, it was hard to admit how much we were like. It was like, you know how. So he was like, it was
hard to admit how much you all were alike, Brandon.
Immediate, like, wait, something going on here. For me, I was like, I just realized I want to keep hanging around, but how we. Like
I realized quickly, I
was moving. I didn't necessarily want to be like, I was 23. You know, neither one of us really wanted to be in like a whole relationship off the top.
Also, okay, hold up. You've had that talk. Hold up.
Go ahead.
Because
wait a minute. So, babe, what did you just jump in his DMs for? To get some cuffing going on? Is that what it was?
Tell the people why you were there, babe.
We around here. We unfiltered and unapologetic.
He knows what I like to do in my recreational time.
Anybody who knows you.
No judgment, boy.
This ain't got nothing to do with anybody who knows you.
There were some things that I thought Blair could teach me.
Yeah, that's what we thought. So there's that. Anyway, so.
Right, what's your version, Blair? What's your version?
I mean, it's similar, except that both of us, neither of us expected that once we met, that something was going to spark that led us down this road. Like neither of us had that at all in our, but it was clear to me sooner than later that something was happening, because, you know, I had been kind of used to being on my own, and having somebody around regularly, and like he started being around, and I wanted him around. And when I realized that I wasn't thinking about like what he was doing, I wasn't thinking, oh, what are you doing now? I was thinking, when are you coming back? Right? You know how folks are usually like, well, what you about to do? I was kind of like, always like, so when are you, when?
Why you gotta go?
When you coming back? Why don't you come back? And
you know, Scorpios, y'all are a little possessive though.
And for me, that let me know that something was up, because I naturally was just like, okay, so what you doing tonight? Well, then what are you doing tomorrow?
Right.
And, I mean, that for me said enough.
Mm-hmm. That you were thinking that way about him. That let you know, like, okay, I'm looking forward to being with him. And I just had to tease Blair because my best friend is a Scorpio. Yeah. So if Gigi is watching, shout out to Scorpios. Wait a minute, babe, so what's your sign?
I'm a Pisces. So we are very compatible.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still is crazy. And so what ended up happening, like, I didn't necessarily come at with that much forethought, but I wasn't opposed.
that is quite a way to explain.
But I wasn't necessarily like opposed to the reality.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? I could see, like, oh, you're right, we are hanging a lot.
No, he ended up proposing.
Exactly, and eventually I was like, all right, fine, let's do it.
Like 2 months later,
right?
2 or 3 months later.
That's what I'm gonna say. So y'all date? Okay, dated online for 8 months.
It was dating. Like we were just talking, just like
okay, just
getting to know each other. Like we both like Top Chef on Bravo, and you know. Like,
okay, so it was casual. No,
it was casual.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then we met in October, and then about 3 months of kind of going back and forth, like
in person. You met in October in person.
Like he traveled a little bit.
End of October, we met. Beginning of January 1st, we became boyfriends.
Officially, yeah.
March 1st, he proposed.
Right. Wow. All right.
At a point, I was like, all right, fine, let's go.
Okay, so wait a minute, were y'all in a state where you were able to legally marry at that time?
No.
We got married in DC.
In DC, right? So DC had legalized it.
We were close.
We were close enough that we knew it could happen. And so, right. So we ended up having a longer. We were going to, my plan was like, hey, let's just go get married. Let's do it.
We both were. We were gonna go do it
and then we sat with our friends and family who wanted to celebrate it with us, and we took the time to kind of plan out a really nice, fun celebration of our love and our family and what we were creating.
It was good.
I love it. I love it.
We decided also that having an engagement that allowed us to celebrate it and the people around us to celebrate it was the better decision.
Right, because folks was gonna be mad if y'all getting together and you ain't invited nobody.
Well, they had a whole bunch of folks who was, because we had got engaged and they hadn't even met. They had not met the other.
Because we hadn't been together for a whole long time.
So everybody had met the other of us. So.
Yeah, but when you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
When you know, you know. You know, you know. Yeah. Okay, so So the Blairisms. Talk about how that came about. Obviously, it comes from Blair, and I love some of the sayings that Blair has. Peace be the journey. I love the one where you said 2 things you should never be at the same time, in my comments and in your feelings.
That's so funny.
I love it. Tell me about the Blairisms, Blair, and how those came about.
So it's really started, ironically, that we're on social media and on Facebook with posts on Facebook with things that I would say in conversations and then go and post them on Facebook. And then about 4 years ago, I was in California for an event, and it was on a friend of mine from college's birthday.
4 years and 1 month today.
Yep, 4 years and a month today, as a matter of fact. It's December 7th, 2016. Shout out to Courtney Danclair. And it was her birthday, and we went to lunch. And she said to me, Blair, those things that you say on Facebook, if you put them on t-shirts, people would buy them. You should think about using t-shirts as a way to get your message out. And so I was like, that might be a good idea. So I went on Facebook and I asked, I said, how many people would buy a shirt from the Blairisms t-shirt line? And
so wait a minute, you just came up with Blairisms? You just like Blairisms?
So rewind a little bit further back.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I want to get the name.
Yeah. So the name Blairisms came from a young lady who worked with me at an organization that I worked for, a nonprofit organization that I worked for. And I used to travel a lot for my job. And so I was away from the office probably for like a week or so. And when I came back, she had put up on the whiteboard Blairisms and all kinds of stuff that she missed that I would say while I was in the office.
Blair's a bit of a character, and if you spend much time around him, you'll know that he's got, some eccentricities. He's got some word.
Okay, stop. Yep, you got it. She got the point.
You got it.
You got the point. So that same year, this is 2012 when this happened. This is how long before Blairisms became a brand name. This happened in 2012 because that same year for my birthday, it was election day. It was Obama's second election. She got a poster board and put Blairisms in the middle of it and went around the office and got people to write what their favorite what were now Blair. And so I took that and started hashtagging on Facebook when I would post something original. I started hashtagging it Blairisms. And I started that for 4 years up until, or sometime in 2013, I think I started doing hashtagging stuff Blairisms. And so that name was already associated with quotes that I said through social media. So that's why when Courtney gave me the idea, she said those Blairisms, because it was something that was already.
Right. So put it on a t-shirt. And so talk about how it progressed to the Savage Chat series. I mean, obviously the pandemic made all of us pivot and do shit differently. And I was glad that I was able to continue being online with Rocki's Reality. And again, I want to thank everyone who's watching now and tuning in, and everyone who stuck with me through the pandemic, because baby, hey, I mean, it's been crazy, but we are persevering, and we're making it. We're making $1 out of 15 cents, pretty much. And I love how you all with the Savage Chat series, you have interviewed over like 250.
250.
Yeah.
The number is 252 right now.
Yeah, because I think Darrell was 252.
Right.
Mr. Where the money resides.
Where the money resides.
Okay. I loved him.
Little lamb.
Yeah. And that is on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
So you've interviewed celebrities, influencers, and I love how you interview people from behind the scenes that a lot of us would not even be thinking about highlighting. So talk about how the Savage Chat series came about and how you all pivoted through this pandemic.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, like you said, I mean, we started out with 6 t-shirts and then really built a Black Macy's in a lot of ways, because we just wanted to give Black people a way to celebrate themselves and to find a way to celebrate the culture throughout as much as possible, all day, every day. Like, that's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. And I've always been bothering Blair about starting a chat series just because we're fun on, and, you know, we're fun to talk to. And I figured, why not? And so eventually he gave in. And we started
warmed down.
Right. We started doing Have a Seat with the Dot and Haley's on Facebook. But the challenge that we had then was that our schedules were crazy. We were never able to like sit still on.
Stop.
And
pause. No. Pause. Because that was the reason why I said to him before, when he was trying to get me to start one, that it was not time yet. I kept saying to him, "Bae, it's not time yet, Bae, it's not time yet, Bae, it's not time yet." And he called me eccentric. He is a little stubborn and a little persistent, and does not hear things that don't fall into line with what his plans are. And so I eventually gave in to I'm like, okay, fine, let's start doing it. Well, just as I imagined, our schedules at the time did not permit the kind of consistency that I knew it would take for it to matter. So about a month after we launched the Savage collection, I said to him, now let's start a chat series.
And we started the Savage collection in the midst of this pandemic after he was inspired by a Golden Girls meme. And then the Megan Thee Stallion song was hitting and popping, of course, with Beyonce. And we really like found that the Savage collection itself was taking off, and people wanted to keep celebrating icons of the culture. I mean, it started out with the Golden Girls and designing women and Black moms and dads. And then people just kept asking for more. They wanted to see Living Single and Girlfriends. And then now we have almost 50 different Savages in the collection. And again, it really became about celebrating the culture. And that was kind of how the Savage Chat series came about, because we thought, well, why don't we talk to people who are also savages of the culture right now, who are killing the game, and would really have something that would empower, inspire, and, you know, give us all a little bit of joy and some light in this time right now.
One of the things that, and we've heard a lot of people talk about this as you talk about pivoting in the pandemic and what have you, is we also recognize that right now, because fellowship is such a part of how Black people survive, how we love each other, how we that because we can't get together the way that we often do, and that's one of the things that we do often when we travel, when we go to New Orleans, where I'm from. Shout out to the 504. We fellowship with people, we gather people together. And because we couldn't do that, you know, I thought also this is the time to create fellowship, to create space, to create joy.
And it's been a lot of fun doing that. And what's really interesting, because now that like you said, we've had over 250 guests, all
since wait a minute, let me clarify for people. Since what, May?
June 26th.
June?
With Sheon McKinney.
June 26th was the very first episode of the Savage Chat series.
And it was interesting because So we laugh about it now because when we first started, it was like we did one on a Friday, and then it was like the following Monday, and then like a Wednesday, and like we did like 3 in the first week. It got to a point where we were doing 20 a week, like 21, I think.
Oh, we did 22
like 9 in a day.
22
on his birthday.
It was insane.
Absolutely insane.
It was insane.
But in that we now have a huge family, right? Like the family got so much bigger, and it's so great to see veterans joining the conversation when we're inducting a new veteran. It definitely happened. Like when we had Luther Brown on, I mean, it was a whole love fest of some of the world's best dancers.
Yeah.
Like
Luther Brown is
a choreographer extraordinaire. You might have seen, I mean, if you've seen So You Think You Can Dance, you've seen a lot of his work.
He's worked with Janet. He's worked with Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Gwen Stefani. He just choreographed, I think, the
Latin
Rockefeller
Grammys.
He did Latin Grammys, the Rockefeller tree lighting.
I love it. Wait a minute, so how do y'all pick people? How do you say, oh, this is going to be the next person, the Savage? How do you
The good thing about creating community is that it often organically, when you step out with intention, will create itself
and get bigger
on its own. If you it's kind of like this thing where they say if you build it, they'll come. One of the things that we're fortunate to have is a very, very broad network of community and family. And so we start of Blaxcellence. And we started there. We started with the people closest to us that we knew would join us, understood the vision that we had, and would sit down with us. And as that happened and began to expand, other people not only come into the room and see what you're doing, but comment on posts and reach out, or they reach out and we say, listen, we'd love to sit down with you too, and we'd love to sit down with you too. And it grows and it grows and it grows.
Yeah. That's how Williams ended on. She joined the chat when we were talking to makeup artist Derek Rutledge. And I mean, Blair literally shout
to him because he's done Beyonce, right? Derek Rutledge. Has he done Beyonce?
Oprah, Michelle Obama. So you know that cover where Michelle Obama is like this? He did.
Told
that's
her
him.
to do that.
Not only did he do her makeup, but he also like directed the shoot.
I love it. I love it. And you all are definitely, for me, one of those moments in 2020 that are memorable, the Savage Chat series, just like Versus. My thing is, it like pushed creatives into a phenomenal space. And like Versus, who would have seen Brandy and Monica together? Right. Like who would have seen some of those people come together? And like you said, it became like another means for us to fellowship, because we were texting each other like, you gonna watch Versus? You gonna watch Versus? So I'm sure people.
Right.
I mean, that Versus, that's a moment.
Auntie.
Yeah. The auntie.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
When Patty was like, that little heifer, I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I forgot who she was. She was talking about somebody. I said, go, Patty. Go, Patty. I love it.
No.
I mean, so much. So what? Okay, so I know that moment with Vanessa. So I got to explain to people the moment with Vanessa Williams. Yeah. That was an awesome question, Blair. Shout out to you for asking her about the fuck the family scene, because that was one of my favorite scenes when she went off on their asses.
Right.
And
can we talk about this? Can we talk about what? Yeah, no.
Right. Yeah. She like, enough of this shit. I'm about to cut somebody. I love it. Especially like she said, the family done fucked my husband. We was like, woo. Child. So for those who missed that Savage Chat series, Blair asked Vanessa if that was part of the script, and she was like, nope, it was totally ad-lib. So that was a phenomenal moment where you all had her spill some tea that a lot of us did not know, that she pretty much ad-libbed that part, and that was pretty much one of the best lines of the damn movie. Mm-hmm. So what are some other things that have shocked you all about talking to some? Give me a little bit of tea on some of the celebrities or the people, some stuff that you did not realize, or you was like, damn.
I'm gonna say one. Mm-hmm. we talked to, so everybody remembers, well, I'm about to date myself too here, but everybody remembers Dominique Mahia from Making the Band.
Okay.
Dominique, the one she sang "Nobody's Supposed to Be Here" at that time and saved herself.
Mm-hmm.
She shared with us that she made a decision, a choice, as she was, as she had finished with that Making the Band kind of thing, but was being considered by Diddy and other folks to become a, she says she made a decision sitting at the boardroom table to walk away from all of it because she knew what she was going to have to give up of herself in order to explore. She said she never turned back, and she has never regretted that. And having had both her on and Dawn Richard, who made that band, and listening to both of those perspectives is it's one of the things that we've been grateful for, and this is too about the community, is hearing multiple stories from different vantage points.
Right. Because I wonder what Don said. Yeah.
People who have been involved in the same kind of cultural space phenomenon that we're all aware of. And listening to them talk. I mean, we've had 3 of the cast of Living Single on.
Yeah, Erica Alexander, T.C. Carson, and Kim Coles. I mean, legends of the culture. And I think one of the moments for me that was probably one of the most like iconic, we got to sit down with Cynthia Horner, like publishing icon, and she talked about
Right On. Was it Right On?
Right On Digital. I mean, Right On. Now it's Right On Digital.
Oh my God! I used to put them posters up on my damn wall. That and Word Up. I love me some Right On and Word Up.
Exactly. And Hair, right? And
yes.
Cynthia talked about Prince calling the offices of Right On over and over and over again before anybody knew who he was, like to the point where her assistant came to her and said, "Look, this guy, he says his name is Prince. He's on the phone and he says that he has to talk to you. You have to meet him, and he won't stop calling." And so Cynthia eventually took his call, and he said, "Look, come meet me, and I promise you, after you meet me, you'll know why I'm calling over and over again. And if you don't like what you see or hear, then I'll leave you alone."
Yeah.
Baby.
Right.
Baby. And who would have thunk it? Because ain't no way in hell you turned it down, Prince.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure. Well, rest in peace to him. I'm still like hurt over that.
Right.
I'm like
an icon of the culture. And
yeah.
So, like having the opportunity to sit down with legends like that who've had really extraordinary experiences. I mean, Cindy from In Vogue told us this crazy story about when they first met Whitney Houston. Hilarious. I mean, so many incredible experiences.
Great story.
I love it. That's so okay.
That's part of it.
Who's on the bucket list? Who would you like to have on the Savage Chat? Who would be on?
Who's on the bucket list?
I mean,
I would say who's on the bucket. The bucket list is the Obamas,
of course. Oprah,
Patty.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Mariah.
Yeah.
I still love me some Mariah. Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, we'll sit down with Megan and Beyonce and Cardi.
Megan, Beyonce, Cardi, all of them bucket lists. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's we'll stop right there for now.
I'll stop right there.
Okay. Okay.
Because honestly, we really enjoyed getting to fellowship with so many people. I mean, Lois Eric Eli gave us an incredible conversation talking about, just really like the Black bourgeoisie and what we need to do as a community to make sure that we're really.
You said her name was what?
Lolis Eric Eli. He's a writer,
him,
food historian. I mean,
documentarian.
Yeah. Who else? Dominique Ulloa. I mean, Peabody Award-winning editor of the Surviving R. Kelly documentary. I mean, her chat was extraordinary.
Yep.
Imagine having to edit.
So the ones that came on Lifetime. She,
yeah, she was one of the staff editors.
Josh, she's seen all the footage.
She's seen all the footage.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the footage.
Clutching my pearls.
Yes.
A forever clutch.
She also was the editor for Blairisms. So she also worked with us and was the primary editor for Blairisms.
I love it. Woo! Who child? Okay, so I want to get into what we're looking forward to in 2021.
Yes.
So I want to bring up a couple clips for us to watch right quick. Robin, if you can, bring up that Equalizer clip. Do y'all know Queen Latifah is going to be in the Equalizer on CBS?
Really? Is
this
based off the movie that Denzel was in? Like that Equalizer?
Yeah, like they're bringing at the TV series, right? So now it's not gonna be the movie. She's turning it into a TV series. So if we can bring that clip up right quick, I know Brandon I know, right? But she fits it. She fits it.
All right.
Let's bring that clip up right quick. It's a very short. They're giving us teaser promo clips of the Equalizer.
All right, Queen.
Okay. So they have not given us a full trailer yet, but just those promos are. So what do y'all think about Queen Latifah? I myself would like to interview her. She's on my bucket list of people whom I would like to interview. What do y'all think about Queen Latifah? Is this her first? No, I know she had her talk show, but I think this is like her first TV series, I want to say.
You know, I'm trying to one, she's a hell of an actress, always has been, right? Like, let's set it off as, again, one of those like iconic movies. And like, she's got I'm interested to see, I think she has the acting credentials to pull it off. As an action series, those do not always like give me what I need to like, you know.
We'll see.
Like we'll see.
I'm interested to give it a shot to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because my one friend was like, oh well, it reminds me of when Taraji P. Henson did Proud Mary, and I was like, I did not like Proud Mary. I mean, it just did not. Taraji as an assassin just didn't do it for me. But I think for Queen Latifah, because she played the hell out of Cleo and set it off, I just think her being a tough woman will be.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how they do it.
I think it might be all right. We'll see. You know, it's also going to depend on the writing.
Right.
Yes, please don't make it cheesy.
Right, because what's interesting is like shows like Black Lightning, you know, that's another like black action figure, but it's good.
It is.
Good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. So my next.
We root for you, girl. We root for everybody black over here. Right. So we root for everybody.
Right. We do. And that's what I said about Taraji. Like, I love whatever she does. And by the way, she has a new Facebook Watch series where she does mental health.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So,
shout out to Oxon Hill alum. Taraji.
Yes. So I love Taraji regardless. But it's just certain roles. I'm like, Proud Mary just didn't do it for me. So I'm hoping, again, I'm optimistic because I love me some Queen Latifah. So that's coming on after the Super Bowl. So I want to go to the next clip of Coming to America.
Oh.
And I want to talk about Coming to America, what we're looking forward to in the sequel. Now, this is a full-fledged promo. If we can bring that up. Robin, thank you.
So excited for this.
And by the way, you all, just so you know, Motor City Woman Radio is owned by a Black woman.
Word. Shout out to Black
women. You must heed my words before I'm gone, my son. Now, you will be king. But the throne must pass to a male heir. Hakim, it appears you have a son. He must be found.
Prepare the royal jet. We are going back to America.
Oh, hell no, Your Majesty. Come on! I'm back! Say it again! Feel right in his mother... Feel good in his mother... My whole hood in his mother... Come on! I'm the king of this
child. Say it again. It is so good to see you. Well, I be damn. Look who done come up in here.
Hey, escuta quem tem Ebola.
Famine and blood diamond.
Nelson Mandela and Winnie.
Those hungry babies with the flies on the face.
Hey, oh, that's too much. Now, you stepped over the line. Now, we won't be talking that kind of shit about the hungry babies. You're going to have to get out of my chair.
Politically incorrect.
So what you doing back here, Hotel Rwanda?
I'm back. Say it again.
I love it. I love it. So that's out. I believe it's gonna be on Amazon Prime March 5th.
Shout out to Ruth Carter, y'all.
Yes.
I mean, just
costume
designer extraordinaire.
Oh, I love it. Is he part of the Savage Chat series? Did you all?
No, she's not yet. Hopefully one day.
One day.
We got the chance to meet Ruth in LA a few years ago, and just like she's so sweet, and she has also
she's a costume designer for Black Panther.
Right, Black Panther.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's the same one from Black Panther.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it. I love it. So I'm looking forward to figuring out though, who is this child that Hakeem got out there, because he married Sherry Hadley. So I'm confused. Did they not have a child?
No, right. Like
I think there's gonna be a plot to it.
Has to be.
Is it a baby that somebody he got with that we didn't know about?
That's what I mean.
We don't know.
I don't recall any of that from the first movie, but I'm just saying.
But they may extrapolate something from the first movie that didn't.
But that's what I'm saying, because they didn't show him getting none in the first movie, unless they gonna put a scene in there that he.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It may be something that didn't actually happen in the first movie that they say happened while they were in.
All right.
We'll see.
We're gonna see. I'm trying to figure out how old these guys in the barbershop are at this point, because they have to be at least like 100 and each. They all gotta be in their hundreds.
Brandon, I was thinking the same thing, like these, they was about damn 70. So I wonder how much time they're gonna say has lapsed from then to now, because we all know it's been damn 30. Over 20 years, right?
Absolutely.
Like 20, almost 30 years.
Yes.
It's been 30 years, because Coming to America was like 86, 87.
No, it wasn't that. 80. It wasn't in the 80s.
Yeah, it was.
86?
Wait a minute, let's look it up.
87, 88. Hold on.
I think it was the 90s though.
93,
all right.
94.
All right.
I thought it was 90.
I love it. So, okay, so I'm glad it's finally back. I'm glad. So what do y'all think of all the remakes they've been doing though? Some of these remakes didn't need to be remade as far as I'm concerned, but
some of the things, like, so here's the thing, right? Like that Golden Girls
reading
that
some of those readings they needed to leave alone.
That should have been left alone. I think that there is space for some of these to be revamped and brought in. There was one we watched that I thought was good.
You're right, 88.
It was 88.
Oh, okay. Brandon was right. Okay, we sorry.
The one, what, 33?
Yeah.
So, which other remakes have come out that were good?
Right. Because I'm like, I don't know if I like the Good Times one.
I appreciated the attempt at the nostalgia. I do think that some stuff, there's nothing like the originals.
Yeah.
Right, just leave it. Because I heard they trying to set it off, and I'm like, no, leave it.
And because some of the people who played the characters created such iconic characters, these particular actors created such iconic roles, it's going to be hard for anybody to stand. It's just like, as good an actor as Jamie Foxx is, he's not Sherman Hemsley.
Yeah, no.
And there's nobody else who is George Jefferson.
No.
There's no other George Jefferson.
No.
So, I get it, but also some stuff kind of really.
Right. Just leave it where it's at.
Yeah.
Leave it where it's at.
The All in the Family one made me want to watch the original. Like, we watched that and I was like, okay, so now I got to watch the original episode.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to get into our last clip, which is a little heavy. And part of why we do what we do, making sure that we are creating content for us, by us, uplifting each other, showing our Black excellence. So let's go into this last clip. This is a movie that's coming out actually next week on the 15th. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be streaming somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly, but it's going to be streaming January 15th. And this is directed by Nate Parker and presented by Spike Lee.
Okay.
You remember me? How you doing tonight?
Doing well, officer.
Can I see your driver's license, registration, and insurance, please?
Of course. My license is right here, my wallet. It's all right, son. You remember the night in July?
Hands up! Hey! Wait! Put the phone down! Put that phone!
Sorry, it's a phone!
It's a cell phone. It's just a cell phone.
You knew he was unarmed.
Get to the car and put your hands in the air! Officer, please, he's just a kid!
You pointed your gun at him.
Okay, get out of the car, son. Easy.
You pulled the trigger.
Put the phone away! Put the phone away!
The grand jury determined that no probable cause exists to file any charges against Officer Randall.
This is my son. This is my little boy. You took that from me. The world took that from me. Today we make that right. Hear me when I say this, because I'm only going to say it once. Don't stop filming.
Maybe you should just give up now.
Why are we the only people in this country that are expected to do things without violence?
I didn't mean to kill your son!
What you did.
I did what I was trying to do!
I just want justice. That's all I want. This is your jury. The deciders of your fate. Today, you will be tried for the murder of my son. You scared? Are you afraid?
All right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like The Negotiator meets.
It was reminding me of John Q a little bit.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was trying to.
It was so. Yeah.
John Q came to mind.
Okay. I mean, you know,
here's the thing. I'm traumatized enough by watching this kind of stuff in real life. I couldn't think. It's interesting because I couldn't help, as we watched yesterday, the events that unfolded in DC. I couldn't help but think of Tamir Rice, and how quickly Tamir Rice's life was taken from him in seconds, and just the amount of lawlessness that is allowed by white skin and whiteness in America. And so I was reluctant about that trailer until I saw the part where they took it to him, because it's a plot twist that we're not used to seeing.
Exactly.
I'm here to see it, but I'm more terrified of is the ending, because I don't know how it's going to go. Things like that often don't go well for us. Like, you know, what's interesting is we just watched S.O.U.L recently. I don't know if you've seen that.
I loved it with Jamie Foxx. And Felicia Rashad.
And you know what was interesting is as I watched the movie, I thought of, and I think my perspective might have been a little bit skewed because I had a conversation before seeing the movie, but I was able to kind of see the lens. It really didn't, for me, feel like the story ultimately was about the black character and his soul, but more so him saving the other character's soul, which is played by Tina Fey, the white woman, right? And he became almost a sacrificial lamb, giving up his life and career and, you know, kind of opportunity to be like to go live his life for to save hers. And
I didn't
like that.
it was for me. I was like,
watched it and told me that. After I fell asleep on it, and then he told me that, I was like, I'll see it then.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, I wanted to root for this Black character for being a savior, but he's ultimately sacrificing himself to save a white woman.
Okay, interesting perspective. Okay. Now, did y'all enjoy Angela and Felicia though? I enjoyed Angela Bassett and Felicia Rashad.
Yes, he kind of fell asleep. No, yes, I did. So Felicia played the saxophone player.
No. Felicia played his mama, and Angela Bassett played the saxophone player.
The other way around. Yes, the Black women in the story read, but the thing is, Black women always hold us down. Like Black women,
right. But you feel like overall that was right, yeah. But what I like about American Skin though is, like you said, that alternate. Even though I hope he doesn't end up dying in the end, because we know they will shoot our asses quick. But I love how it's kind of a vindication for him, because how many parents imagine wanting to do that to the people who've killed their children? Like taking them hostage, doing something terrible to them. Like for me, so I'm hoping he gets a little redemption, even though, like you said, it's probably not going. You said what?
It also reminds me of A Time to Kill.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, good one.
That's a good one.
Good one. So I want to, while we're on that vein, I want to add the layer of asking you all, how is it for you all, not only representing as Black men, but also representing for the LGBTQ, community. So what is that like for you all? Talk about that.
Yeah, what's interesting is that we've had this conversation before, is that oftentimes the challenge for us isn't as much racism from the white community, it's more homophobia coming from the Black community. I mean, I've been called, to be frank, I've been called a fag by more people who look like me than I've been called a nigger by white people. And that's just in my lifetime. But that's also because I spend more of my time around Black people.
And so let me just say this too. There's an intersection of Blackness and queerness that kind of you live at when you are both Black and queer. And so you often are subjected to racism from the LGBTQ community and because white gay folks are just as racist or more than and you deal with homophobia from white folks and from Black folks too. And so we have chosen to celebrate those intersections. There's a Blairisms that says, I was born Black, not of my choosing, born queer, not of my choosing. I am blessed, not burdened by them both. And so one of the things that we've done, I mean, we just this summer last summer we're a part of the reunion of the Noah's Ark show, which was a pioneering television show about celebrating Black queer
people. Was that before Queer as Folk?
Yes.
Or was that?
Absolutely.
Okay, school me. Okay, so Noah's Ark was just first. Because I love me some Queer as Folk.
Just like
so shout out to Patrick Ian Polk, just a trailblazing writer, creative. He's also responsible for P-Valley. And so him and Katori, like they came together and brought us some magic.
Yes.
Polk has really spent his career celebrating Black queer stories and uplifting and telling Black queer stories. And we were just honored to be a part of was it 25 years?
Yes.
Since Noah's Ark had 25-year reunion this past summer, and so shout out to Ty Hunter, who was the stylist for the reunion movie, who reached out to us and wanted to include our pieces in the series or in the reunion. So we were just honored to be a part of that. And then we also launched a Savage shirt or design for Noah's Ark that celebrated the characters, and then we donated the proceeds to the LGBT nonprofit organizations that they were supporting through their GoFundMe. And so like brand activism for us is that's what it is. It's about living our true authentic selves, no matter what is going on outside of that, and whatever people have to say about that, that's on them. We're going to celebrate who we are and be who we are and pour into our community as much and as best as we can.
I love it. So what happens on the days where y'all not getting along and y'all got to do a thing together? Especially being married. What is it like married and living together and working together? Babe was like, let me take a sip on that. How do you manage that? Because like, you know, it'll be a lot of times when my husband piss me off and I got to get on screen and be like, hey,
you don't have to get on with him, no. How about that? We got to get on with each other.
Right, and people have seen our antics. They've seen our antics. Yeah. We're like brother and sister, so it's crazy the way we interact at times.
Just like as someone who's been married for a while, you know that when you I say this to people all the time, when you know that you are doing this with the right person, y'all are gonna get into it. Y'all are gonna have moments. Y'all are gonna whatever. Everything can be worked out. Y'all know that nobody's going anywhere. So, there have been times when we've gotten into it and been into it right before.
Right before we had to
right before we had to hit
right before you hit that.
We had to push the button.
Son of a monkey.
And hey, everybody.
Welcome.
And usually by the end, this is not a regular thing, but usually by the end of the chat, it's
we to cool down.
Right. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that thing that we've been doing since I reached out to him and slid in his DMs.
So what is it the role that you each play? Like, how do you figure out the yin to the yang? Like, how do you know, like, this is Bay's lane, this is Blair's lane?
Yes.
We lean into each other's strengths as much as possible. We try to push each other to develop new competencies wherever possible.
Which is to say, he likes to push me to do things that he's stronger in.
You said develop new competencies. Is that what you said, Bay?
Same, vice versa. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
On both sides.
On both sides.
There are good people on both sides.
I hate you so much.
I love it. So right quick, I just want to shout out everyone who's watching on Facebook and on YouTube.
Family.
What up?
If anyone has any questions for the Blairisms, please ask them. So something else, and I'm going to ask you guys in a minute, what are some things you all are looking forward to in 2021? Another thing I'm looking forward to is that not really looking forward to this, but that I'm aware of is the 20th anniversary of Aaliyah's death.
Mm-hmm.
August 25th, our baby girl. And it's crazy because I remember I got engaged. My husband and I got engaged that day.
Oh, wow.
Before, went to a birthday party, and then he woke me up at like 2 a.m. saying, that she had died. But I'm happy to know that her estate has finally gained control of her official YouTube channel. Yeah. So that's going to be launching.
Word.
So I'm looking forward to that as well. And then also something more immediate that I'm looking forward to is Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels. H-E, they spell it the way y'all do actually. H-E-A-U-X.
U-X, that's right.
Oh, well, all right.
Yes.
I'm here for it. I love
definitely here for
Jasmine's
album.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Shout out to Jervis Canty. He says he has the Mesa Blairisms t-shirt.
Mesa is family.
Mesa is
talk about family and a savage.
So wait a minute. So yeah, tell me, Blair, what is a savage? Like, what makes you all look at somebody and be like, oh, they savage, they classy, bougie, ratchet,
so
acting stupid? What?
Oh yeah, sorry. No, go ahead.
Feel free to. So one of the things that we talk about this a lot. Black folks have range, right? And savage in the song encompasses all of those things, right? When you're a savage, you encompass classiness, bouginess, ratchet, the range of blackness, right? And we all have a little bit of all of that in us. And so I think for us, the unapologetic kind of boldness with which people have engaged their lives, their journeys, their stories, the lessons, their failures, their successes, and doing those things that have impacted and pushed the culture forward wherever they are. That's what makes you a savage.
I love it. love it. Well, hopefully I can get my time on there. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
you
not
know
like
it's coming.
famous like those people,
You
but
know
I
it's
am pretty
coming.
savage.
You know it's coming.
I love it. I love it.
You are absolutely a savage.
So what, can y'all give us a little glimpse of what you all did before the Blairisms? Like, what is your background?
Yeah,
we done a little bit of everything. So my background is mostly in business development. I worked on the retail side in fashion, jewelry, apparel. So that kind of helped when we started the clothing company. But right now I'm also Chief Business Development Officer for a medical device startup out of Hopkins. So say a prayer for us, because we trying to save the world, save some lives. Yeah.
My background is in politics and education and entertainment. So I've both worked for 2 state legislatures, the Texas Senate, the Texas House of Representatives, Louisiana House of Representatives, worked in the the educational, social entrepreneurship nonprofit space for an organization called College Summit, now called Peer Forward, that we're actually partnered with. But I worked in program implementation and management and training. And then I also worked as a tour manager in entertainment for Rochelle Farrell, one of the greatest voices to ever walk the planet.
Yes.
I got a chance to go on tour and go on the road with her for 2 years. And so, and I also worked at the Warner Theater in DC as working. So I've done a number of things in operations. And then while I was working at the Warner is when we started the Blairisms, and that was the last. Those were the last folks that I worked for.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so y'all got a little. Okay, yeah, y'all got a little. So I want to talk about Blair. About my favorite Blairism thus far is when you pretty much told people to fuck off who were saying you gotta be achieving so much in 2020. Like, I think that 2020 was definitely a gift and a curse, right? Like, it gave us downtime. It gave us time with our family. It helped us be more insightful, and all this other stuff, right? Yep. But it was also just crazy as hell.
Yes.
And you had a lot of people who were like, oh, if you're not being productive, if you haven't wrote that book, if you haven't opened that business, there's something wrong with you. And while I get people who were like, yes, use this time to be productive, but I also appreciated people like you who were like, nah. And that's something that I learned during 2020, to sit my ass down and relax. I don't have to be going all the time.
People were doing that. It came to kind of this head at the end of the year when people were like doing this reflective, if you didn't hustle this year, if you didn't start your new this year, if you didn't write that book, then, but people were doing that to each other and themselves throughout, as early as March, April, people were sharing memes, stuff like, if you haven't started on that book, then the time isn't the thing you needed. Well, in a global pandemic, one that, this is the first time any of us have experienced this in our lifetimes, where people were, in 2020, going to funerals by Zoom. It's really, really, especially given the status of some of the folks who were sharing these kinds of memes, people who are rich and disconnected and well taken care of, regardless of whether or not there's a pandemic or not.
They didn't need the stimulus.
Even Erykah Badu had got into some shit when she's talking about being unemployed and kind of like talking about herself as a part of the experience of being unemployed in a pandemic. Like, girl, you're Erykah Badu. Like, you're gonna be, I'm sure.
If you ain't got no coins saved by now, Erykah.
Well, here's the other thing too, though. Erykah has the ability to, in a moment, go on Twitter and put on sale candles or incense or something and create revenue. She did it.
Right. From her, what was it, pussy or vagina?
Yep.
It was her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do your thing, sis. But also don't pretend like you are the same as somebody who has a salary job that does not know whether or not they're going to be able to pay their bills or not.
And when we think about, like he said, like, this situation it's completely unprecedented.
Yeah.
And we don't know, one, the impact it's going to have on us as we move forward and get beyond this, right? And what it's going to then have on our psyche, on our emotional well-being, how we're going to move, how we're going to be able to engage with each other when the world opens back up. I mean, there's so many things that a lot of us are just grappling with right now and haven't yet figured out how to wrap our heads around. And thinking about being productive in this time is not the priority. It's about self-care. And if you
survival.
Ask,
it's about survival.
Right. And if you ask, like, what are we bringing into 2021? It is putting yourself first and making sure that your self-care is a priority, so that way you can pour into your community if that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I agree. Because like I said, I got used to taking me a nap in the middle of the damn day. Y'all will be all right. Like my husband was fussing at me about something the other day. And I'm like, it's a fucking pandemic. I can't be on top of it all the time. Like come on. Like, come on. But again, I want to go back to when you mentioned Erykah Badu. That reminded me of verses again. So what were you all's favorite verses? We said Patty and what?
That was probably my favorite. I mean, I have this. I met Gladys Knight when I was 4. I had a Patti LaBelle birthday cake when I was 6. So I have the I'm straight. So
You say you had a Patti LaBelle birthday cake when you were 6? Did you ask? Did you ask for that?
Yes. When Patty launched them pies, child, I don't know if you understand how many different Walmarts and Targets I had to.
There ain't that many in this area. He needs to stop that. He really needs.
You ain't gonna.
I mean, but did you like the pie though, Blair? What's the pie? I mean, what's the pie? The pie was okay.
No, the pie was all right. It was decent for a $3 pie.
Okay, because you're from New Orleans.
Oh so, yeah, no, it's not like it's not. I wasn't like it was. I had to try. I had to give it a shot. I wasn't like replenishing. It wasn't like I was sending him every time we ate one to go get another one. It wasn't like that.
Right.
I did want to try one.
You cracked me up.
Yeah, Brandy and Monica.
Baby, like,
Oh wait, there was one we saw early on. Lil Jon and T-Pain actually had a really fun verse.
I was impressed.
Before they was really blowing up.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice too. Shout out to DJ D Nice. He had the party going like hardcore earlier in the
day.
Okay.
Somebody tell D Nice he could go to sleep. One of our friends posted. Somebody tell D Nice he can go to sleep.
He can take a nap.
He can take a nap. Like we did it, D Nice.
That's just like so many of those moments that verses. Because I like the one with T-Pain and Lil Jon. I dug the one with 112 and Jagged Edge, even though all of 112 wasn't there.
We didn't see
really.
That. Well, see,
that was a good one. It was good, but it was 112 wasn't all there.
Yeah,
so
once we started the Savage Chat series, we kind of missed everything that was on TV,
right?
Because we were so and then once we got offline, we didn't turn the TV on.
We went lay down.
When we weren't on ourselves, we weren't watching anything really.
Yeah.
I love it. So what are some things you all have learned about yourself in 2020 to coming out of this pandemic? Because if nothing else, it has taught us some things about ourselves, about people, about relationships. It was definitely, I like to refer to the pandemic as the great equalizer, because whether you were rich, poor, I mean, even though it affected rich people differently, it still was the equalizer where we were all forced to be still and look at our shit and deal with our shit. And so what are some things you all learned about yourselves?
I have definitely.
Where are you like?
Right. I have learned to really try to be much kinder to myself and be more diligent about self-care and making sure that I'm not overdoing it, because I have a tendency to,
And maybe he'll be kinder to me.
No. I mean, you have a tendency to what now, babe? What?
I'm an obsessive workaholic, so I'm always looking for something to do. So even in my downtime, I'll be looking around the house what project can I do around here? And so I've been trying. I'm trying.
Drive you crazy, Blair? Blair, I'm gonna just keep smiling. Wait a minute, go ahead.
I have learned.
You don't work his nerves, babe, with your project.
I've learned that I should absolutely always follow my intuition. It 2020 taught me to trust my intuition more than I have, to really lean into it and follow it when it's yelling at me.
You said what? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Following your intuition. Follow your intuition.
All right. Is there anything? And we're gonna wrap it up because we're gonna have S.O.U.L. Come on, you all can stay on if you want to. The ladies of S.O.U.L are gonna come on and sing.
Well, we'll watch.
Yeah.
We're gonna go off though, so we can enjoy it.
Right. Because when you on here, I get it. So I want to wrap up asking, what are some mistakes you all have made that you do? What do you teach the brands now? The stuff that you've learned.
So one of the things that we encourage people to do is to go for it, to like not wait until you have like perfected every single facet of your business plan and strategy. To like, you got a good idea, find people who can help you get it off the ground and go, and then you'll perfect it as you go along. That was definitely one of the things that we teach. And one of the mistakes that we made was like, there are some things that you can take time to learn how to do yourself, and you don't always need to pay someone to do. And you can like sit down with it and like figure it out, or like really like just take the time to do your homework. That's one of the things like one of my mentors and advisors always encourages, like, do your homework.
Right. Get on Google and YouTube.
Yeah.
Like seriously. So what is go ahead, Blair.
Good.
No, I was just going to ask, like, what's the mistake that you find a lot of these businesses are making?
Say that a mistake that I found people have made, especially in the industry that we're in, t-shirt fashion. Well, not fashion, in the t-shirt kind of street fashion kind of industry, is they start off by spending money to have photo shoots. Instead of launching their product, they spend a lot of money on the front end to get people to take pictures, to get models to take pictures in their product to then launch. That's something we never did. I told, especially in the social media world, I was like, our first customers are going to be our first models. We going to be our first models. Like, we should just get some ourselves.
Yeah.
Post up, and then as we've sold now them,
I'm modeling. Go ahead.
Would you let me talk?
It's like a model though.
Yes.
Tall and slim and fat.
I told you I have to live with him after this. Thank you very much, everybody.
Use your resources. You can take pictures in your own stuff, right? Yeah.
Take pictures in your own stuff. Your initial customer base, if you can engage them, and that's the other thing I would say, to one of the lessons that we teach to other brands, is that the important part of this is finding your audience, your market, your folks, your tribe,
right?
Who's interested in what you have to sell, to say, who's interested in it, where are they? That's where you need to focus your energy, and finding the people who you are going to who are going to be a part of your tribe, your market.
And I guess getting used to that. It's not always your friends and family. Have y'all dealt with that? Like, that's something I've struggled with, that sometimes friends and fam don't support in the way I feel they should. And my thing is, like, I was taught, like, my granddaddy raised me like, you support your people no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, you know, especially if they're selling something, even if it's not a product that you like, you still just buy it just to support. But what I've learned is that a lot of people, strangers, gonna support you more than your own folks sometimes.
That's the thing. Everybody don't always think like that, and you have to remember that you can't expect you from everybody else, right? You can't expect for other people to do the same things that you would do, or to behave the same way that you would, even your family, friends, people that you were raised with. And so, you gotta find your tribe, and the people who will support you, who are like, people will support you with all that they can, and that's it.
And you got to find that there are going to be people who you don't know who will who will pick up the slack, if you will.
Right. And that's what I learned. Like, so I don't know. I guess I'll get over that eventually. It's just for me, I'm like, if you my person, I'm gonna ride and be there with you. Because my thing is, especially people who've seen the grind from the beginning.
Absolutely.
Seems like, but
trust me, we get it. Trust me, we get it.
Again, I need to get out of my feelings and out of people's comments too when I'm
Yeah.
Oh no. Trust. He'll let you, like Blair tell you, I'm the one who's not as nice about it because I like.
That's that Pisces in you.
Yep.
I love it. Pisces is like, I ain't going for that bullshit. So let me wrap it up, guys. I really appreciated you all coming on with me.
So much. Thank you.
And again, we part of each other's family now. So once I get my shirt, I will be rocking it.
On the way.
And looking forward to it. But I want to wrap up with what are you all some more about what's next for the Blairisms? What can people can follow you all, the Blairisms, on all social media, right?
Instagram, Facebook, but Instagram is where it's really happening. So everybody, please follow us on Instagram at the.Blairisms. The Savage Chat series will be back very, very soon. And so we're excited for season 2 of the Savage Chat series.
We got even more stuff planned.
We got even more stuff planned, and very soon, sometime, hopefully in the spring, we'll be able to unveil some extraordinary news that is happening with the brand. So,
and Blair will also be performing soon for the 10th installment of Lundi Gras Love, a concert we have been putting on in New Orleans during Mardi Gras season for the last 9 years. And we're coming up on 10 now.
Because you can sing, right, Blair?
We're doing it virtually this year. I do sing a little bit.
Well, some.
No, a little bit though. You was doing it. You was doing it. I forgot what it was, but you was doing it. You was giving me a little Luther vibe there. Little Luther
over here.
Little
Luther.
That's hilarious.
I love it. So I appreciate you all for coming on, and I'm looking forward to doing more with you all. This is not the end.
You on the Savage Chat series.
Yes, because I'm very much savage.
Oh, I'm clear. I'm very much clear.
I love it. And definitely we are on the same page about, I like to say that I shift narratives and create new perspectives on the Black community. Because a lot of people 2020 opened a lot of people's eyes to our greatness that we already knew was here. We already knew we were dope.
Yeah.
But of course, 2020, all of a sudden people are like, so I'm glad that it has opened the door where it's more content for us, by us.
Yes.
So keep doing you all's thing. Keep being savage. Is there any other chat series? It's just a savage one. I thought you had a few series.
That's all we got time for.
That's all we doing right now. That's all we got right now.
Bay's like, that's it.
We also do Saturday Sip-In with Cocktails by Hawk on one Saturday a month. So we'll be doing that.
Oh yeah, if you like a good cocktail, please join us for Saturday Sip-In.
We have a good time.
Hawk is one of the best bartenders in the world.
Yeah.
And he's always giving us something real good and bougie.
Next Saturday night, Saturday, January 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern on Instagram.
Okay. I love it. Thank you guys for joining me. Love you already. We fam already. And you all have a good night and a happy new year. And I look forward to more of the Blairisms.
Oh, we got tons more coming. Make sure y'all following.
Absolutely. Because them slogans, I love it. I love the Blairisms. I'll be looking at Blair's page like, what the hell he gonna say today?
I'm picking up like y'all. What the hell is?
Wait a minute. Let me right quick just say one that caught me. I was like, Blair, no. About the one where shoot they asses. The one with Kevin.
Oh yes, last night.
I watched the news like shoot them.
Shoot them. Yesterday, people talking.
No, when you said we're 3 weeks into January and it's only the 7th.
Yes.
That's
January
true.
has been 3 weeks long.
It's
already
3 weeks long. It's gonna be 9 weeks of January.
We're gonna make it, y'all. We're gonna make
9
it.
weeks of January this year.
Hey, let me sip. Let me keep sipping.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Night.
Have a good night.
Peace be the journey.
Peace be the journey.
Yes, count it all joy. Love you.
Absolutely. You too. Take care. Have a good night. Love it. So hopefully soon the ladies of S.O.U.L will be joining us. Thank you to everyone who chimed in and is watching. The Blairisms are dope. I am looking forward. Make sure you all follow them. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Shout out to Jervis Canty, Sherry's Berry. Shout out to Gigi. Richard, you all the way from California? Hey. Okay. Checking in from California. Bring me some of that California sunshine. Appreciate you all. So while we are waiting for the ladies of S.O.U.L to join us, just want to give you all again a little background on the ladies of S.O.U.L. That stands for Shades of, oh great, they popping on right on. This is Shades of United Ladies. They are comprised of Angela Davis, and again, not the freedom fighter, but the dope vocalist from Detroit, Bianca Barber, Carla Pace, and Ava J. And their single Black Queens was produced by Drew Keys. So I am just ready for them to join us. I think Angela she's about to tap in. Looking forward to these ladies. And if you all are not aware, Angela Davis is one of the dope, underrated artists from Detroit. Has a beautiful voice and a beautiful baby girl as well. So I'm glad she has teamed up with the ladies of, I was gonna say the ladies of Shade, the ladies of S.O.U.L. Shades of United Ladies. So just to also give you all just a quick synopsis of what is coming up in 2021. So I wanted to start the year off on a light note with the Blairisms and S.O.U.L. But we are going to get into some heavier stuff. January. Hey, they get ready. Flip your phone.
Oh, flip it the other way?
Yep, now I can see.
We can get everybody in the shot though, because we got a lot of girls in here.
I know, but the other way you all were, it was a lopsided. But I see oh, y'all fine. Oh, I see you found the dress. Yes, you found that queen dress. Hey. So I see 3. If maybe Angela could scooch over a little bit more to.
We have one more. More.
Okay, so she's gonna. Okay, so I was gonna say I can see. Oh, I love that red hair. Yes. Okay. Yep.
Thank you. Hello.
We good. Yes, queens. Oh, we fine.
Oh, thank you.
We fine. We are fine.
There we go. Okay.
I love it.
Updates coming through while we trying to perform for you guys.
Right. Girl, do you know people be calling you? They ain't even thought about you all day. Then they calling, don't they? That's how they do. That's how they do. I love the dress, Angela. So, Angela, where did you end up finding the dress from?
I ended up finding it from my girl from Naturally Beauty Styles. She has a boutique. So I reached out on Facebook and she found me. So shout out to her.
I love it. She Black owned, right? In the city?
Yes, she's Black owned.
I love it. You ladies, oh my gosh, y'all fine. That's why we be having the men going crazy.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. You know what? I've been stalking Angela for a while now.
Thank you.
I've been looking for, and I think I reached out to you last year, Angela, but you were saying we had a scheduling conflict or something, but this just works out perfectly because you inboxed me back in December about February, and I was like, you know what? When I heard the Black Queens song, I was like, I gotta have them on for January because this is exactly the mood we need to set, the tone we need to set for the new year. So I sent my prayers up to God, and I was like, please, God, I hope that they can be available in January. So, because I've been following you for a while, Angela, and I just really appreciate how you represent for the city. And ladies, your voices, I love the harmonies. I mean, y'all have me like feeling in Vogue-ish, like back in the day in Vogue-ish, okay? I'm talking about 1989 in Vogue, by the way. I love it. Even though in Vogue is still together, but I'm just saying you all were giving me the original in Vogue vibe. So I love it. So, and I'm thank you for being here. So ladies, if we could start, and I see you rocking the Born a Queen. Hey!
Yeah, you know it.
Shout out to Juwan and Sharika Hawkins. Yes, I love how we represent for each other. So if we could start with the young lady who has Born a Queen on, if you could just introduce yourself and please.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Bianca Barber, and I am so elated to be a part of this amazing group called S.O.U.L. And I'm Angela Davis. I am a singer, songwriter, educator. I'm so honored to be a part of this amazing group, Shades of United Ladies, and we cannot wait to perform our new hit single, Black Queens.
My name is Carla Pace, singer, songwriter, performer, all over the place. And yeah, I'm just happy that we are able to stand in the gap and represent strong Black women. And we hope that everyone else will join this movement.
Yes, and I'm Alva J. I'm a singer, songwriter, DJ, mother, a whole lot of other things. I don't know, but I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
I love it. I love it, ladies. And Carla, I think we know someone in common. My cousin Tiange.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm sure the other ladies we know someone in common. So how did you all, right quick, how did you all come together?
Wow.
Yeah.
What made you say, hey, let's get a group together? Because what made you say like, hey, we're gonna be a good fit together?
I'm gonna just say, I had made a status and I was saying how I wanted to release some music. I write and I got a lot of songs that hasn't been released. And Angela hopped on a status and she was like, hey sis, like let's do a song together. Let's put some on the flow. I'm like, okay, let's go. So she reached out to Carla, and then Bianca, she had chimed in like, sis, don't leave me out. We'll leave you out. Let's go. Let's make it happen. And we just got the ball rolling instantly. Just got the song done, and we wrote the song in one day. Next thing you know, he was in the studio.
Shout out to Drew Keys.
Yeah, shout out to Drew Keys.
Because Drew Keys produced that track.
Drew was with us every step of the way. Drew had, he produced the track. He was in the studio with us. He made sure Turhan, shout out to Turhan. Okay, I don't mess your name up. But he made sure everything was to, Turhan, and they worked together to help us create what we have so far. Yes.
So far, okay. So is there an EP or an album coming for S.O.U.L?
Stay tuned. It's in the works. This is the single, and then we have the video being shot next week. So we'll be shooting the video and everything. So please look out for the video. It will be hot. Off the press. Come February, like the beginning of February, we'll have everything completely ready and it'll be out. You'll be able to see it on every single one of our pages and all over the world.
I love it. Okay, so what was the inspiration behind the song? I mean, obviously you ladies are Black queens, but I love how you're like, I got my own job, So what was the inspiration? Are you ladies all single?
No, I am now. Hey,
wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's go. Let's start with Bianca. Are you single, Bianca?
I am single as a dollar bill.
Okay.
So we wanted to write a women's anthem. That's basically when we got together. I said, let's do a women's anthem, y'all. And then this kind of just came out, like all of our experiences in life as Black queens. And the rest is history, right?
Wait a minute, hold on, Angela. Are you single?
Yeah. You didn't sound too sure about that. We did. Okay.
Okay. What about you, Carla?
Take it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. In June. He liked this.
I ain't mad at it.
Yes.
What about you, Alva?
I am single. Then I'm single. I'm single. Very, 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 very single.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, fellas, shoot y'all shot. If y'all can. To everyone except Carla.
Correct. Yeah. Listen to our song. Listen to our song. Yeah, Bianca let y'all know in her part. That part.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it, ladies. This is Black Queens by Shades of United Ladies. I love it.
Yeah, can we know the camera? Can you move that back just a little bit?
Thank you. We're getting our
tech support
together for y'all.
Yeah.
Can we ask tech support to wipe off the viewfinder too a little bit? There we go. Yeah, that's better.
That's better?
Okay. Yep, yeah. I can see all of you.
Perfect.
But just wipe off the viewfinder a little bit. I don't know if it's on. It's just a little blurry, that's all. There we go. Yes, see?
What is that name?
Black Queens.
Yeah, our song.
All right, let's get it.
We had some technical difficulties, but guess what? We here.
That's what Black Queens do.
Hey. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, got a job and I pay my own bills. I'm a queen, always keep it real. I got kids and I got me a cookie, but I tell you that don't mean nothing. I've been thick, I've cried me a few tears. Another day, I'm still here. I got goals, you can keep me down. On my head, I'm aware. I know it's hard, yeah, but I always get the job done. Strong, powerful, talented, and bright. I can do it all without a God. You may see me struggle, but I will still stand tall. I get it right back up, even when I fall. I'm a Black queen, yeah, I can do it on my own. I'm a Black queen, sitting high on this throne. We are Black queens. Unstoppable, we can't fall. We are Black queens, and we know we can do it all. Hey, this song is for all the independent ladies. Working hard, making something out of every day. Where you stay with your face and your outfit. 2 jobs, go to school, go you fast, go you fast. And that's the last time you go to sleep. You're the one who holds the family. I appreciate the love you bring. Cause the world couldn't go without my queen. Don't just look at me and get along with one thing. How much did we try? Then it goes to me. Confidence so high, not only you, she got right. Melanin stay poppin', stay so stoppin'. In my own way. Come on, Black queen, go I can do it on my own. I'm a Black queen, sitting high on this throne. Black queen, something wrong with them all. We are Black queen, and we know we can do it all. I know, I heard my happiness comes first, yeah. Living my life, everything's alright, yeah. Doing my best, ain't worried about the rain. Now I'm sure that I deserve. Black queen, I can do it on my own. I'm a Black queen, high on this throne. We're unstoppable. And we know we can do it all. Like we, I can do it on my own. Like we, sitting high on this throne. Sitting high. We can go. We are like we, and we know we can do it all.
You know what? You know what? You better sat down somewhere. Just sat down somewhere.
You like that? You like that?
Girl, I'm sitting here like, get it. Get it.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I have been saying how I miss the girl groups. Like there are like no girl groups out here anymore. I mean, they are, but it's not like prominent like it used to be. Like I miss the girl groups. Like it's like everyone is a solo act now. And you know what? And I'm glad to see women coming together. That's what I like to see because we have to fight the stereotype that we don't support each other.
Yeah,
so
that's what we wanted to do, Carla, definitely.
Strong J.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So who wrote the lyrics? Like who you all wrote it together? Like what?
Everybody.
Talk about that process. Did you each like get a verse to do or?
No, we actually decided when we were all in the same room, we said, okay, let's go to our four corners, write our part about our own experiences. And then we came together and then just wrote the chorus. So it would be genuine and authentic, our own little, parts of our stories. And if you kind of break it down, you can see that I'm talking about my situation. Angela's talking about her situation. Then Ava comes in and she's actually just trying to reach out to all of the women and say, keep your head up. And Bianca's talking about her own aspect of what women in general go through, on a daily basis of just being judged and everything. So I think that it was a beautiful, right. It's a beautiful little day.
I love it because I can hear it. Because a woman. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ava.
Oh no, it's okay. No, I was gonna say like everybody's like personality is like, and it's just so dope. I love it. But I'm sorry, you go ahead.
No, I love it. No, I want y'all to talk more. Shit, because I wanted to ask, like, what were the emotions you were going through as you were writing it? Were you like, "Ooh, I don't want to let out too much," or "Oh, I'm about to let this out. It's about to be out there." So I'm gonna start. I'll start with Bianca on that one.
Yeah, for me, definitely a personal experience, but speaking for Black women as a whole, because we're stereotyped as Black women, known for being Black women, she only good for her this and her that, or she known for her bad attitude, stuff like that. And so I wanted to speak in general for everyone, as well as my own personal experience, to just say, hey, don't just look at me thinking I'm only good for one thing, because there's a lot of things that you don't know about me.
Right.
So that I'm trying to accomplish, I got goals to meet, just so you know.
Right.
So
it's layers to us. It's layers.
Yeah.
I love it. We not just monolithic. We not just one way. I love that. So what about you, Angela?
When I wrote my part, I just was kind of thinking about, this is my chance to be a little sassy. I'm normally known to be kind of the, low key, kind of like, oh, she's so sweet, she's so, good, but I want to show like, hey, yeah, I can do it all without a guy. I'm this, I'm that. I never really brag or do that in the song. I felt like it was time for myself and for Black women to be celebrated and bragged about. So that's what my part and where I was coming from.
Absolutely. Yep. What about you, Carla?
Well, with me, I have 3 grown-ups myself, as far as children are concerned.
You said what? Come a little closer. You got 3 grown-ups. With that body? Come a little closer so we can see this body. Okay.
21-year-old. So for me, I wanted to first of all make lyrics. I always try to write lyrics that my children can actually listen to and then be proud of their mother. They know that for their entire lives I've been a single mother, And although, and I said in the song, you know, I got myself a Black king and everything. And although I am with somebody and we are extremely happy and wonderful, my children know that they can look at their mom and be proud of me because I did it all by myself their entire lives. So just the whole thing of stepping out there and saying, hey, I still do all of this stuff. I still stand on my own 2 feet. I'm still working. We still own businesses. So it's all about representing the strong Black woman that has kind of died off in society. You know, we just got to bring that back out. Like, okay, we still exist. Hello, we're still here.
Yeah, right.
I
love that.
We do it all. We do it all. Got a Black king.
Right. I love that you said that, Carla, because especially I'm a wife and mother as well. And that's something that we have to, and even as a mother, define yourself outside of others. As a mother, I don't know if all of you all are mothers, but just period, whatever role you serve, you have to find yourself out of just being a daughter or a sister or an auntie or so I love that. I love that. I love it. It's different layers. So what about you, Ava?
I was just my verse I wanted to reach out to the women who hide behind their smiles every day, hide behind the pain, they smile through the pain. They go to work every day, 2 jobs, they go to school, they come home, they make dinner, they put their kids to bed, make sure they up to get their kids to school in the morning. It's a job.
Homeschooling.
Okay, it's a job to be a Black woman and a parent and all that. Like, and I just wanted to reach out to all of those women who, you know, make them feel uplifted, feel good about, you know, the way that you are. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So how have you ladies gotten through this pandemic? What are some things or that you're doing to get through the pandemic? What are some things? Talk about how 2020 was for you.
I feel like coming together really helped us through the pandemic too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we were already doing our things, of course, but like once we really came together, it was just like, oh my God, something to look forward to, something to be so excited. And, you know, this is our baby. S.O.U.L is, you know, our new baby. And so it's just like, this is great. We can't wait till, you know, we can share our talents and everything that we're doing with the world. So I feel like this really helped us lift our spirits even more.
Right. And as far as me, probably in the past.
Carla, move over just a little bit because that light is kind of shining down. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. No, like in the past, it may not have been something that I would have, and I'm sure that everybody else, it's not something that we would have like jumped everything. Okay.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. We're gonna you better not.
Yeah. I was saying it's not something that we
and I have my mode. Like it should not be doing this. You should not be doing this at all. Sorry.
It's okay, honey. 2020, we used to technical difficulties. The key phrases, you on mute, turn your camera around. It's okay.
So I was saying, as women, a lot of times we shy away from, because I know that everybody was working on their own careers before the pandemic was set. But I think that everything that we went through, it kind of gave us a different outlook. I'm a COVID survivor. So for me, I said the things that are going to come to me, I'm going to be open about, and I'm going to listen to God first before I turn down anything. So me, I'm like, okay, girl group, okay, we good. Okay, let's do it.
You heard my cry to the musical gods. You heard my cry, because that's something I've been thinking about. Like, we need a girl group. We don't have any girl groups out here. So, and I'm so glad that you survived COVID, Carla. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank God. Thank God. So yeah, what about you, Ava and Bianca? Bianca, how did y'all get through?
You know, just staying busy, and this definitely took a lot of time. Like, we talk to each other every day. Like, we literally, you know, grateful for the sisterhood right here that we created, and we hoping that we can bring more women into it. But I just try to stay busy. I just try to do something. I don't even know if I'm answering this right. Go ahead, Bianca.
Right. Be yourself. It's whatever you answering is right, the right answer.
Oh my God. Definitely staying busy as much as possible, being that, you know, most of the things were shut down. I know a lot of us took a hit because we entertain live. And so with entertainment being hit and people establishments and businesses being shut down, that stopped a lot of us from working and stuff. And so it allowed us to actually sit down. And that's why I say it's God ordained, because I think if the pandemic never happened, we would have never had time to actually sit down to create this.
Yeah.
And so I think that God, people feel the way about the pandemic and everything that's going on, but everything happens for a reason. And I feel like God ordained, because if we were still doing our normal lives, busy, there's no way we actually sat down to make this happen. And so thank God, because He allowed everything to happen in decency and order. And just surviving off of just working. I work at the funeral home, C.W. Morris, J.W. Henry in Highland Park, and I've done over 300 plus funerals last year for COVID alone. And so that kind of kept me busy. And so just being able to be amongst someone who has survived COVID, who's now my new sister, and now we are about to embark to the world to give our journey, to give our lives, to give our stories, her story.
Yeah, her story.
and make this movie. And that's going to be so impactful and so powerful. It is amazing. And we have no choice but to give God praise for that.
Yeah.
Yes, come on.
Yes, come on. You church, right? Church, preach. That's an excellent point, Bianca, because a lot of stuff we would not have sat and paid attention to if we, and I say this, if we were still going, I say this a lot as far as, for me, I wasn't even remembering my dreams before COVID, because I wasn't resting properly. Like I would just be asleep long enough I don't even think I was getting into deep REM sleep. But it's like when COVID hit and I was able to slow down, I was like having vivid dreams. My body felt different. I just was responding to things differently. And I just really felt a sense of relief. Like I could just sit down and not feel the pressure to be up and going. Because as women, it's like we are conditioned to do that. We're conditioned to be going, to keep going, no matter what. Even if you got a pain, you better push through it, right? Shake it off. And as Carla said, the strong woman is here, but sometimes we need to know that we can be vulnerable and can sit down somewhere and to set that load down. So I think that's what the pandemic did for us too. So I'm glad it produced this. I'm glad.
Yes.
So we're going to get into Angela performing her that finish line. Angela, I literally cried when I heard the song because, and I see you did it back in 2018. So did you, I guess God was pouring into you then to do this.
Yeah, this song is over. I wrote it before that.
You did? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you realize, and a lot of us realize what it's like when you've made it through a storm. You finally got there. So just right, that's what the song meant for me, and that's why I cried. Like especially when that line you said, "Though I was rock bottom low, I learned things that I never would have known." Like you just that to me, I was like, you know what? Because it's like when you go through a trauma or something that's happened to you, when you look back on it, you're like, well, you know what? This is the blessing that came out of that.
This is why this had to happen. Yeah.
Right. So talk a little bit about Finish Line, which is off your EP, right?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, it's on 2 EPs. It's on my live one that I just released in December, and then it's on my EP I released in 2018. So yeah, you can get 2 different versions of it. But I wrote the song a while ago, probably more like, maybe 2013 or 14, because I was going through a really tough situation. Like I had a really tough job, and I was just like in a bad relationship, and it was just a lot going on in my life. And so I kind of started to see the light on the other side of the tunnel. Like things were kind of starting to get better. I was moving on to a different job and got out of that relationship, obviously. And I was like, man, I made it. I made it through this storm, to the finish line. That's where that came from. And it's just,
I love it. By the way, I like the live version more, by the way.
Back into 2020, I'm like, man, I wish I could have made this the theme song for 2020.
Right.
Like everybody struggling and going through it all, right?
Yeah. Right. And by the way, Jervis Canty is watching. He said that's the Jervis song.
Yep, that's my boy Jervis. Shout out to you, love and the death. Jervis.
I love it. So let's get into Finish Line, which, by the way, I prefer the live version.
Yeah, well, because I get into it, I be, feeling it. You know how that is when you do it live.
Girl, I'm for real. I literally cried as I was listening to that because I felt like you understood the struggle of what.
Yeah, we all go through
and you
it.
said 2014. That was around the time my husband had a stroke. So I was definitely going through some craziness. He's okay now, getting on my nerves again. He's good. He's good. Thank, praise God. Praise God. He's good. He's good. But again, that's one of those things where it's like you feel like you done got through it. And that's how I know a lot of people have felt about 2020.
Yes.
I know I did because and coincidentally, I was just at C.W. Morris yesterday for a funeral of Bianca. Eugenia Foster, a Detroit police officer. So rest in peace to her. So I was at her service yesterday, and it wasn't COVID, but still, the point is like we've had so much death, and like my grandma passed too, not from COVID, but it was crazy because trying to do a funeral in the middle of COVID, it was nuts. So that's one of those incidents where I'm like, I made it to the finish line. I got through. So let's go into that, Angela, please.
Of course. And I got my sisters backing me up, Hey,
I'm ready. Yes.
So here we go. This is Finish Line. So we made it, y'all. We made it in 2020. We struggled, but we here. Yeah. Contact gotten hard to say. Lost sight of who I was back then. Wasn't living the right way. I always though I was not low, I learned things that I never know. Yeah, I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. Yeah. I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. Oh yeah, I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. I made it, I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. Yeah. Ooh. See, some days felt like they never end. No. Lost track of where my life was going. Through all my ups and downs, I turned my life around. Yeah, struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. Yeah. See, I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. I made it. I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. Yeah, I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. I made it. Yeah. If it wasn't for all the heartache and the pain, would it be who I am today? No. Now I can truly say, yeah, I made it in every way. Oh, yeah. I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. Oh yeah, I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. I made it. I struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. I made it. Struggled through it all, made it through the finish line. Oh yeah. Struggles and all, I made it to the finish line. Hey, struggles and all, I made it to the finish line. Woo!
Oh my goodness. Yes. Girl.
Oh, thank you.
Shields. I get chills. I get chills listening to that. Like that's one of them songs that's gonna be on repeat, because anyone who's been through a struggle understand what it's like to get to that finish line and just breathe a sigh of relief. Like, now I can take a break. So, ladies, I thank you all for being available at short notice, because I was like last minute Lizzie jumping into Angela's inbox like, can you come on? So I appreciate that you all have come together, and I look forward to Shades. Wait a minute, can I ask right quick, where does the name come from right quick? How did y'all come up with S.O.U.L?
Well, the name is S.O.U.L, and we actually were named. We were given that name by a wonderful gentleman that we're going to be working with. But he gave us that name because he said soul. He had to pick something that was about us and that represented Detroit. So he's thinking Queen of Soul, you know, what type of legacy she led and everything as far as being a Black queen. So he linked all of those together, and he said, as far as the acronym SOUL, we split it up and it's Shades of United Ladies. And shades is just representing our different complexions, our different personalities, our different stories and everything. So that just connects with everything that has to do with us. And we're ladies that have united.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So if we can just end, ladies, with, I wanted to ask you, where can everyone find the single? Is it all on all DSPs?
Everywhere. At first, it was only on Bandcamp when we first released it, but once we were able to get everything cleared through, it's on all digital streaming sites. So Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you like to listen to music, it's there. So just type in soul and type in Black Queens and it will come up. So get it, y'all. Support us.
Buy it.
And if you stream 100 times.
Right. And then option to donate. We are trying to do extra things in the future. We do have a video shoot coming up. We're going to be preparing to possibly do an album and everything.
Right, because we got folks checking in from California. So
yeah, share this live, guys.
I love it. I love it. So right quick, ladies, let's end with, what are you bringing into 2021? A lot of people were saying, I'm leaving this in 2020. I like to focus more on what we're doing. What are we planning for the future? What are some things just you all are bringing into 2021 as far as your frame of mind?
Oh, I'm bringing success. I'm bringing the grind. I'm bringing, love as well. Love and joy, all positivity. That's the word I'm looking for, positivity.
Yes. For myself, I'm bringing in more faith. 2020 definitely, yep, it'll get you. It did get me. And, it did test my faith. And so now going into 2021, we're here now. I'm bringing in more faith. And I aspire to be more of an influencer to young Black women. So I'm actually going to be starting a little something coming. I'm not going to tell y'all yet, but just wait on it.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be a mentoring program. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yes. As for me, everything that they just said.
And more.
And more. Yeah, more positivity, success, love, peace, happiness, joy,
and pain.
No pain.
All right now.
Yeah, that's it for me. Everything great.
For me, I plan on focusing on positivity and love and productivity, and leaving procrastination in my past, because we all know we can get to procrastinating, and when you feel like your next year may not come, you learn to live life and live in love for today. So it's all about that. It's all about putting out new music. It's all about making new relationships and networking with beautiful, wonderful people and trying to spread joy and love all over the world in places that they don't normally see it every single day. So that's my goal. 2021.
Yeah.
I love it. So ladies, I'm just going to put my bid in now that when the next single comes out or the EP, you will be coming back to Rocki's Reality, please.
Yes, for sure.
So where can they find you on social media? Right quick.
You can find us all. We all have our own separate pages, but mine is, I'm on Instagram, Angela Davis Music, and I'm also on Facebook, Angela Davis Entertainment.
You can find me on Instagram. It's under beautiful B_UTIFUL_B.
You can find me on Instagram also at Ava, AVA_got_soul, AVA_GOTSOUL.
I have no clue what my stuff is. No, I think my Instagram is at Queen Carla. That's Carla with a K, so it's at Queen Carla. I would prefer you all just follow me on Instagram. That's where I post all of the upcoming shows or anything like that I have, or anything that has to do with business. Yes.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you for having
I
me.
appreciate you all. And you all take care. And everyone who watched and tuned in, this is just the start. I'll be back on January 21st. So please tune in. I thank everyone for watching and keep watching for more S.O.U.L. Make sure you follow these ladies. You ladies take care.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.